Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and Horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the Tiger. So welcome back all my Tiger friends. How are we doing? Let's find out, shall we? As we shuffle these cards up and pick three for you guys. I'd also like to take this opportunity to say thank you to everybody that's taken the time to comment on any video last year. I did go through the videos earlier this week and noticed that there were a lot of comments that I have missed. So I would like to say thank you to those that have commented. So if you are enjoying the readings, if you are resonating with them, if they are helpful for you, please do let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a reading in the future. Right, let's start about there. Okay, let's take this one from the bottom, this one from the middle, this one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we've got two whites and a black there, two positives and a negative. So we're in a pretty good space right now and moving into a bit of a negative space. So optimistic, moving into pessimistic, but it doesn't always work out that way. White isn't always all right, black isn't always an attack. It all depends on the compatibility of the cards when we flip them over. And we're going to start straight off with a catalyst card. And that is the Rabbit Catalyst card. Now, as you are a part of the communicating triangle, the Rabbit isn't necessarily the greatest compatibility for you because your lines of communication are not well connected here. And I think this White Rabbit is leading you into a place where you might be misunderstood a little bit. But it's not necessarily a very major issue. I think you're going to overcome that because your tasks or your goals aren't overcomplicated enough to confuse people with your method. So what you're doing is actually okay. I think what you're doing is probably the best course of action for the situation that you found yourself in. Right now, I think that you need to be sympathetic of those around you and potentially be the one that makes the compromises, which I know you may not be very pleased to do and you might be a little bit reluctant, but it is for the greater good. And in this, I think for there to be harmony and for you to come away from this without getting aggressive or losing your temper, I think you need to be around those that share similar interests with you. Because this change that's coming in, because that's what this is that catalytic change, that big push in the right direction, this sort of guidance that you are now being bestowed upon you, or having bestowed upon you, this is leading you into a place where being around familiar people or familiar friends and those that are sort of closest to you with similarities and those that can relate, that's going to help get you through whatever it is that you need to get through. Because you, being that Tiger card, you need to focus. You need to focus on being able to open those lines of communication. You are heading into this negative space here, which may not necessarily be a bad space, but you do need to prepare for it. So talking and communicating with those around you, as I say, those closest to you, that's your best course of action. Now, two Tigers, they can be compatible to a certain degree, so it's not necessarily a bad card for you to get a Tiger card, because for other signs, it can be quite incompatible if they get the same card as their sign, but it's not necessarily like that with Tigers. If it's in the positive, then it's mainly sort of positive. If it's in the negative, then it is mainly negative. So I think you're remaining optimistic. I think your sort of reward is coming in due course. I think that a lot of this is going to create animosities and a lot of this is going to create maybe some sort of divide somewhere because you are working towards something, and when that starts to come into effect and you start to reap the rewards of this and you start to actually have, I don't know, I'd say a little bit more influence. I wouldn't say power, I don't think that's necessarily the right word. You're definitely going to have more sway, and you're going to be able to compromise with others, and you're going to be able to come to resolutions where before there may not have necessarily been any. But you have to open up those lines of communication. This change is going to bring in something that is a little bit of a dark cloud here, and it may be something that you're neglecting. It may be something that you've forgotten about, or something that you're not concentrating on because everything else is taking a priority. And again, this is why I think those closest around you would be your best bet, because they would notice the things that are off, and they'd be able to see a little bit from a more sort of varied perspective. I think with this Tiger card as well, it's going to bring you some good luck or some good fortune, and I think that's going to maybe be the thing that actually gives you, and it's going to be an unpredictable kind of unexpected thing, and I think that's going to give you this kind of boost in confidence to kind of tackle what comes next. I don't necessarily feel like doing this on your own or trying to achieve stuff like this on your own is going to be because sometimes tigers work best in solitude, but I think you need a different perspective to guide you through this. Wow, you're getting a good spread here today, because this is another catalyst card, but it's more than that. This is actually on your soulmate line. So the pig and the tiger, they're soulmates. This is your soul path. This is something that is really important. You need to learn a lesson here, or else you're going to go back around in this circle again. There is something happening right now that if you don't concentrate, if you don't focus, if you don't figure this out, you'll be back here again in a couple of weeks, a few months, a year, 2 years. You'll be back here again thinking, hang on a minute, this is a deja vu. Why does this keep on happening? It's because you haven't done your homework. It's because you've not, again, as I say, you've not necessarily gone and got outsiders' perspective. So you're just running on what you believe is right. And I'm not being funny, my lovely tiger friends, but you've got a bit of an ego, and it is quite hard to convince you you're wrong when you are convinced that you are right. And that's why these closest to you are your best bet, because they're going to say to you, look, not being funny and no offense, but have you thought about it this way? And it could potentially change your perspective ever so slightly, so that you can actually get past what you need to get past, and you don't end up back here learning the same old lessons in the future. The boar and the tiger are very compatible, despite the fact that it's in the negative there. So if you do focus and you do concentrate on your goals and your aspirations, and you bring in people to help you, and you communicate with them, and you open up those lines of communication, and you actually talk about it, you're going to get support. You're going to get I wouldn't say a fan base, but like you're going to get, like, you know, a team. You're going to be the team leader of a good team. As I say, you're going to gain influence here if you can open up those lines of communication. If you just try to explain it, or try to just, as I say, compromise or negotiate through this, then there will be resolution. You can find resolution in that. You just need to get through it. Well, firstly, what you need to do is you need to find out what it is that is the hurdle stopping you moving forward. So get some clarity by asking those around you, especially if those people are close to you all the time, because they're going to notice that there's something off about you, probably before you do. But we'll find out, won't we, how you get on with that next week, when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the tiger. My next reading will be for those born in the year of the rabbit, so if you are interested, I will see you over there next. However, if you would like a more in-depth and personal reading, you can find us on Patreon. There is a link in the description below. Just click on that. You can sign up and subscribe, and you will get a more in-depth 9-card spread, personalized for you every month. Just click on the link below. If not, no worries. I'll just catch you next week when we come back and do another reading for you guys here for those born in the year of the tiger. Love and peace.